Psalms 119. Praiseworthy are those whose way is perfect, who walks in the Torah of the Lord. Praiseworthy are those who guard his testimonies. They seek him wholeheartedly. They have also done no iniquity, for they have walked in his ways. You have issued your precepts to be kept diligently. These are my prayers. May my ways be firmly guided to keep your statutes. Then I will not be ashamed when I gaze at all your commandments. I will give thanks to you with upright heart when I study your righteous ordinance. I will keep your statutes, oh, do not forsake me utterly. How can a youngster purify his path? By observing your word. With all my heart I sought you. Do not let me stray from your commandments. In my heart I have stored your word, so that I would not sin against you. Blessed are you, Lord. Teach me your statutes. With my lips I have recounted all the ordinance of your mouth. I rejoice over the way of your ennobling testimonies, as much as in all the riches of your precepts I speak and look at your path. I occupy myself with your statutes, and I will not forget your word. Bestow upon your servant that I should live, that I may keep your word. Unveil my eyes that I may perceive the wonders from your Torah. I am a sojourner in the world. Hide not your commandments from me. My soul is shattered with yearning of your ordinance always. You rebuke the accused, and willful sinful will stray from your commandments. Remove from upon me the scorn and contempt, for I have guarded your testimonies. Though princes sat and spoke against me, your servant discussed your statutes. Indeed, your testimonies are my preoccupation, and they are my counselor. My soul has clung to the dust. Revive me in accordance with your word. I have recounted my ways, and you answered me. Teach me your statutes. Let me understand the ways of your precept, that I may discuss your wonders. My soul drips away from sorrow. Sustain me in accordance with your word. Remove from me the ways of falsehood, and graciously endow me with your Torah. I have chosen the way of unshakable truth. I have placed your ordinance before me. I have clung to your ennobling testimonies. O Lord, put me not to shame, and I will run on the way of your commandments, for you will broaden my understanding. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will cherish it to the utmost. Grant me understanding, so I may cherish your Torah and keep it with all of my heart. Lead me on the path of your commandments, for that is my desire. Incline my heart towards your ennobling testimonies, and not to greed. Avert my eyes from seeing futility. Through your ways preserve me. Fulfill your word to your servant for the purpose of fearing you. Remove my disgrace, which I feared, for your judgments are good. Behold, I yearn for your precepts. Through your righteousness preserve me. May your kindness come to me, Lord, your salvation, as you promised. And I offer a response to those who scorn me. For I have trusted in your word. Do not remove from my mouth the word of the utmost truth, because I have yearned for your ordinance. I will safeguard your Torah constantly, forever and forever. And I will walk in the broad pathways, for I have sought your precepts, and I will speak of your testimonies before kings, and I will not be ashamed. I will be preoccupied with your commandments, which I love. I will lift my hands to your commandments, which I love, and I will discuss your statutes. Remember the assurance of your servant, by which you gave me hope. This is the comfort in my affliction, for your promise preserves me. Willful sinners taunted me exceedingly, but I did not swerve from your Torah. I remembered your judgment of old, the Lord, and I was comforted. Trembling seized me because of the wicked who forsook or forsake your Torah. Your statutes were music to me in my dwelling place. In the night I remembered your name, O Lord, and I kept your Torah all this came to me because I guarded your precept. My portion is the Lord, and I pledged to keep your words. I pleaded before you wholeheartedly, before me according to your promise, and I considered my ways and returned to my feet to your testimonies. I've hastened and did not delay to keep your commandments. Bands of wicked men plundered me, but I did not forget your Torah. At midnight I arise to thank you for your righteous judgment. I am a friend to all who fear you, and those who keep your precepts. Your kindness, the Lord, fills the earth. Teach me your statutes. You have done good to your servants, the Lord, according to your word. Teach me good reasoning and knowledge, for I have been faithful to your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I erred, but now I keep your word. You are good and beneficent. Teach me your statutes. Willful sinners have piled false accusations upon me, but I guard your precepts with all of my heart. Their heart grew thick as fat, but for me, your Torah is my preoccupation. It is good for me that I was afflicted, so that I might learn your statutes, and I prefer the Torah of your mouth more than thousands in gold and silver. Your hands made me and prepared me understanding, so that I may learn your commandments. Those who revere you shall see me, and they will rejoice, because I hoped in your word. I know, the Lord, that your judgment is righteous, and that you afflicted me in faithfulness. May your kindness comfort me, and your promise to your servants. May your mercies come upon me, so that I may live. For your Torah is my preoccupation. May the willful sinner be ashamed, for they have maligned me with lies. But I will discuss your precepts. May they return to me, those who fear you, and who know your testimonies. May the hearts be perfect in your statutes, so that I may not be ashamed. My soul pines for your salvation. For your word I hope. My eyes pine for your promise, saying, when will you comfort me? Though I have been like wineskin dried in smoke, I did not forget your statutes. How many are your servants' days? When will you execute judgment upon my pursuers? Willful sinners dug pits for me in violation of your Torah. And your commandments teach truthfulness. They pursue me with lies. Help me. They had almost destroyed me on earth, but I did not forsake your precept. In accordance with your kindness, preserve me, and I will keep the testimony of your mouth. Forever the Lord, your word stands firm in heaven. Your faithfulness endures from generation to generation, and you establish the earth, and it endures. To fulfill your decree, they stand until this day for all your servants. Had your Torah not been my preoccupation, then I would have perished in my affliction, and I will never forget your precepts, for through them you have preserved me. I am yours. Save me, for I have sought your precept. The wicked hope to destroy me, but I contemplate your testimony. To every goal I have seen an end, but your commandments is exceedingly broad. Oh, how I love your Torah. All the day long is my conversation. Each of your commandments makes me wiser than my enemies, for it is ever with me. From all my teachers I grew wise, for your ennobling testimonies are my conversation. From the wise elders I have gained understanding, because I have guarded your precept. From every evil path I restrained my feet, so that I may keep your word. From your ordinance I did not turn aside, for you have taught me. How sweet to my palate is every one of your words, more than honey to my mouth. From your precepts I acquire understanding, and therefore I hate every path of falsehood. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light for my path, and I have sworn, and I will fulfill, to keep your righteous ordinance. I am exceedingly afflicted. O Lord, preserve me in accordance with your word. Please accept with favor the offering of my mouth, Lord, that you should teach me your ordinance. My life is constantly in danger, but I did not forget your Torah. The wicked laid a snare for me, but I did not stray away from your precepts. I have taken your ennobling testimonies as my eternal heritage. for they are joy of my heart. And I have inclined my heart to perform your statutes forever. To the utmost, I hate the free thinkers, but I love your Torah. You are my concealment and my shield, and I put hope in your word. Depart from me, you evildoers, and I will guard the commandments of my God. Support me according to your promise, that I may live. Disgrace me not in my hope. Sustain me that I may be saved, and I will always be engrossed in your statutes. You trampled all who stray from your statutes, for their deceit is falsehood. Like dross, you purge all the wicked of the earth, and therefore I have loved your testimonies. My flesh shuddered from the dread of you, and I feared your judgment. And I practiced justice and righteousness. Abandon me not to those who exploit me. Be your servant's guarantor for good. Let me not willful sinners exploit me. My eyes pine for your salvation and for your promised righteousness. Treat your servant according to your kindness and teach me your statutes. I am your servant. Grant me understanding so that I may know your testimonies. For it is a time to act for the Lord, and they have voided your Torah, and therefore I have loved your commandments more than gold, even more than fine gold. Therefore I have declared fairness of every precept regarding everything. I have hated every path of falsehood. Your ennobling testimonies are wonders, and therefore my soul have guarded them. The introduction of your word illuminates and makes simpleton understand. I opened my mouth and swallowed deeply because I have craved for your commandments. Turn to me and favor me as your practice to those who love your name. Ready my steps in your word, and do not give iniquity dominion over me. Redeem me from human exploitations, and I will keep your precepts. Cause your face to shine upon your servant, and teach me your statutes. My eyes shed streams of water, because they did not keep your Torah. The righteous are you, Lord, and each of your judgment is fair. Your commandment, you commanded the justice of your testimony and the great faithfulness. My zeal has consumed me, for my oppressors have forgotten your words. Your word is very pure, and your servant loves it. I am young and despised, yet I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your Torah is truth. Distress and anguish have overtaken me. Your commandments are my preoccupation. Your ennobling testimonies are righteous forever. Grant me understanding, so that I may live. I called with all of my heart. Answer me, O Lord, and I will guard your statutes. I called you. Save me, and I will keep your testimonies. I arose before the dawn and cried out. I have hoped for your word. My eyes preceded the night watches to discuss your words. Hear my voice in accordance with your kindness. O Lord, preserve me in accordance with your practice. The pursuers of sinful counsel have nearly attained it, and they are far from your Torah. And yet you are nearby, Lord, and all your commandments are true. From the start I gained knowledge from your testimonies, because you established them forever. See my affliction and release me, for I have not forgotten your Torah. Champion my cause and redeem me. Preserve me, that I may fulfill your word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they sought not your statutes. Your mercy, Lord, are abundant, and preserve me as your practice. Many are my pursuers and tormentors, but I did not swerve from your ennobling testimonies. I saw traitors and quarreled with them, because they kept not your word. See that I have loved your precepts. O Lord, preserve me in accordance with your kindness. Your very utterance is truth, and every ordinance of your righteousness is valid for all time. Princes have pursued me without cause, but my heart has feared your utterance. I rejoice over your word like one who finds abundant spoils. I have hated falsehood and abhorred it. Your Torah I love. 7 times a day I have praised you for your righteous ordinance. There is an abundance of peace to the lovers of your Torah, and there is no stumbling block for them. And I hope for your salvation. Lord, I performed your commandments. My soul kept your testimony, and I love them very much. I have kept your orders and your testimonies, because all of my ways are before you. May my prayerful song approach your presence. Lord, that you grant me understanding in accordance with your utterance. May my supplication come before you. Rescue me in accordance with your word. My lips will speak praise when you teach me your statutes. My tongue shall proclaim your word, because of all your commandments are righteous. Let your hand be ready to assist me, for I have chosen your precepts. I have craved your salvation. O Lord, and your Torah is my preoccupation. Let my soul live, and it shall praise you, and your ordinance will assist me. I have strayed like a lost sheep. Seek out your servant, for I have not forgotten your commandments. Psalms 119.